The world is changing and we need to learn how to change with it. The financial crisis is a significant event that has changed the way many of us think about money and investing. It has caused people to be more cautious with their finances. This situation has provided us an opportunity to learn what we should avoid in the future. In today's video, I will talk about different ways you can build personal wealth during these financial crises. I will share with you 3 potentially undervalued stocks that you should keep an eye on to be able to take advantage of the stock market. Keep watching. By the end of this video you will know the right method to apply for surviving and thriving in the financial crisis with these 5 steps I am about to share. Let's get started. A financial crisis is an economic downturn that causes great uncertainty in the market and leads to panic among investors. The 2008 global economic recession was one of the worst crises in recent history, which led to a significant drop in stock prices globally. The effects of this event were felt for years afterwards, as stocks continued to decline or stagnate until 2012 when they started picking up again. What are the early warning signs of an economic downturn? The first sign of an economic downturn is a decline in consumer spending. This can be seen in the retail sector, when sales are down and store closings are on the rise. The second sign of an economic downturn is a decline in business investment. This can be seen when companies stop investing in new equipment or new employees, or they start to cut back on their investments. The third sign of an economic downturn is a decline in home construction. The housing market is often the first to show signs of weakness as it typically has more volatility than other sectors and it starts to slow down before other sectors do. Does any of these signs sound familiar? At this point in the video you may be wondering, what are the best ways to protect ourselves against the upcoming financial crash? It's always a good idea to keep your finances in line with the economy. If you are struggling to maintain your finances in the wake of the financial crisis, make sure to follow these 5 steps. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far and want more topic like this, like and subscribe to the channel so I know. The first step for surviving and thriving in the financial crisis is make a plan. People keep making these mistakes that are killing their income. Without a plan, many people make mistakes with their personal finances. The financial crisis is a time of uncertainty and fear, therefore, making a plan is to figure out what kind of financial crisis you are facing. Is it an economic recession, or maybe it's a housing crisis? If you know the type of financial crisis that you are facing, then you can find the best solution for your situation. Another reason to make a financial plan is to figure out how much money you need. Do you need $1,000 or $10,000? If you don't have enough money saved up, then it's time to start cutting back on your expenses and start saving more money until your savings account reaches the amount that will be enough for your needs during the economic recession. Moving on to the next step on surviving and thriving in the financial crisis is build up your emergency fund. We all know that life is unpredictable. The best way to prepare for the future is to have a safety net for when things go wrong. This is why it is important to build up an emergency fund, so that you can quickly handle emergencies and keep your finances stable. An emergency fund should be saved in a separate account, so that it can be easily accessed when needed. It should be built up over time, with goal of having at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved up at all times. There are many different reasons why we might need to access our emergency fund, from car repairs, to medical emergencies, or even natural disasters like hurricanes and floods. The next step I have for you, when it comes to surviving and thriving in these financial crises, is secure your home future value. Now, we will go over some ways to secure your home's future value. If you are planning on selling your home, then there are a few things that you can do to make it more appealing. First and foremost, if the property is in need of repair, it needs to be fixed before listing it for sale. This will help the house sell faster and for a higher price. Secondly, when listing the property with a real estate agent, they should be aware of any special features or amenities that may not be readily apparent from an online search or drive-by inspection. These might include an in-ground pool or tennis court. Lastly, Buyers often have an idea of what they want in their next home before they even start looking at listings, and this includes location preference as well as size and style preferences. If your home does not fit these criteria but is still priced competitively with other homes in the area, then you may have a tough time selling it. Before moving on to the next topic, there is a link in the description below, with a video where I go more in depth on how to be prepared for the worst. Be sure to watch it. Now with that out of the way, let's move on to the next subject. The next step on surviving and thriving in the financial crisis is: create a budget for yourself and stick to it. It's impossible to predict what'll happen tomorrow, so everyone must make an effort to ensure a secure future. Budgeting may be unpopular, but it is the foundation for successful saving habits. Even though it requires extra work initially, you will thank yourself later when you reap the rewards of taking those steps towards financial security. It is also a great tool to maintain financial health, since it shows important indicators such as what level of income you have and if it is enough to cover expenses, the debts that have to be settled, or if there is enough to pay the bills, among others. The first step in creating a budget is deciding on the amount of money you want to save each month. After deciding on the desired monthly savings, it is important to decide how much money you want to spend on certain categories such as food, transportation, entertainment, and clothing. It's also important to account for one-time expenses such as vacations or car repairs. Now, if you got to this point of the video, I want you to comment, "Save money." I'd love to see how many of you do this. Now moving on to my next step for surviving and thriving in the financial crisis is: invest. If you don't know how to invest, you have to learn. Although most of us would rather not, it's important to stay educated on financial matters. If investing is something you're considering, it's wise to seek assistance from a professional and ask as many questions as necessary to make sure all your doubts are addressed. However, that does not mean that the final responsibility lies with the advisor. You must take care of your money. Therefore, you should never sign something that you do not understand. It is important to stay up to date with the progress of your investment and stay in touch with the financial personnel who are overseeing it. This way, you will be able to track your investment performance. It is worth the effort, since a good investment always improves a person's financial results. Before investing any surplus capital, it is advisable to ensure that all income and expenses are balanced. Even if the investment opportunity looks attractive, caution should still be taken in order to safeguard against potential risks. It can be very tempting to jump at investment opportunities, but it is best to take a step back and get your finances in order first. This includes things like getting rid of debt, clearing up credit, and budgeting efficiently before you consider taking the plunge. Patience and smart decision-making are key when it comes to investing. Let's talk about how to build personal wealth during financial crisis. Personal wealth is an important part of our lives. It is what we use to support ourselves and our families. Personal wealth doesn't just mean money. It also includes things like homes, cars, and other valuables that you own or have in your possession. There are many strategies that people can use to build their personal wealth in a financial crisis. One of the most common strategies is to buy stocks of companies that are undervalued. Another strategy is to invest in real estate and other assets that are not as volatile as stocks. Now, if you are a beginner, you will like to know the difference between trading stocks and investing in stocks. There are two ways to make money in the stock market: shorting or trading stocks. Shorting means you buy shares of a company and then sell them, aiming to make a profit when the share price falls. Trading stocks is just buying shares while hoping they will increase in value over time. Trading can be less stressful and more simple than shorting, but it also has higher risks. Shorting is risky as it is not guaranteed to make you any money. For example, if the price goes up by 10% in one day, you could lose everything you invested on the short. However, shorting can also be lucrative for those who know what they are doing and can use a stop-loss function to limit their losses in case of rapid price fluctuations or bad news. If you're thinking about investing in stocks, the key is to find investments that have the potential to outperform the market. The stock market is a volatile place. The market can be up one day and down the next. Investing in undervalued stocks is one of the best ways to make a profit on the stock market. With the right knowledge and research, these 3 stocks can potentially outperform and provide amazing returns during a financial crisis. The first undervalued stocks on this list is Walt Disney Company. DIS stock. Since last year, Walt Disney Company has seen their stock price fall dramatically. According to S&P Global Market Intelligence, this sharp decline begs the question, why did the entertainment giant's market value plummet so significantly last year? Will they be able to recover from this shocking drop? Disney began to experience a decline in its business performance. On the day Netflix reported weaker than expected fourth quarter results, as well as a potential decrease in its customer base later in the year, investors had concerns about the entire streaming media industry. This caused Disney's share price to drop drastically. Walt Disney Company stock is currently undervalued and has been found to be a fair long-term investment. Their earnings per share growth shows that the company's profitability is growing. It also means that investors who are looking for long-term opportunities are finding this stock very exciting as a potential investment. The second undervalued stocks on this list is Bank of America, BAC stock. Bank of America Corporation is a multinational investment bank and financial services company based in the United States. The bank serves individuals, small businesses, and large corporations with a range of financial products and services, including checking and savings accounts, credit cards, mortgages, investment products, and business lending. It also provides wealth management, insurance, and asset management services. Last year, Bank of America Corporation revealed its quarterly earnings, which came at 81 cents per share on a revenue of $30.4 billion, higher than expected around analysts' estimates of 79 cents per share, and a revenue of $23.5 billion. Additionally, Bank of America reported a revenue increase of 26.4% compared to the same quarter, the year prior. Currently, the shares of Bank of America, BAC, have decreased a lot compared to the beginning of the year. BAC stock prices have continued to decline. According to experts, this is an undervalued stocks for your watch list. The third undervalued stocks on this list is Scalar, ZS stock. Scalar Incorporated, ZS, should be kept in mind. This company specializes in offering cloud-based network security and performance solutions. Scalar provides a wide range of services to help businesses maintain secure networks and protect their employees from various cyber attacks like malware, phishing attempts, and other unsecured websites. Recently, Scalar released their first quarter financial performance report, which exceeded expectations. Earnings per share was reported at 30 cents and revenue of $355.5 million for Q1 this year. This is versus Wall Street's consensus estimates for the quarter, which were earnings of 26 cents per share and revenue estimates of $344 million. These revenue figures represent a 54.2% increase in revenue versus the same period, a year prior. Since the beginning of the year, Scalar stock has experienced a downturn. Here is another undervalued stocks for you to keep on your watch list. Now, keep in mind that, whenever someone in the financial world uses words like overvalued or undervalued, what they actually mean is that they think the price of a security is too high or too low. I would like to say something that I think is obvious: I am not a financial advisor or an expert in economics. I recommend that before you start playing with your money in the stock market, seek advice from a professional. When it comes to build personal wealth in this financial crisis using the stock market, it's important to know how to analyze the market, how timing can affect your decision, and what you might want to consider when investing. To help make these process much easy and make stock trading less confusing, you need an online brokerage services. An online brokerage is a company that provides investors with access to the stock market, everything from getting started with stocks to buying and selling shares of companies, all through an internet browser. Choosing the right online broker is one of the most challenging decisions you'll make as an investor. Therefore, I will recommend one of the best online brokers, eToro.com. eToro's platform is intuitive and easy to use even for beginners, I personally use eToro.com, there's a link to sign up in the description below. With that being said, it's important to know that there are 3 other major factors key of surviving and thriving in these economic crises. 1. Prepare for the worst before it happens. 2. Find a new job or start a new business. 3. Save as much money as possible. So far I've shared different tips for surviving and thriving in the financial crisis. Hopefully these 5 steps serve you as a guide. I also mentioned 3 undervalued stocks you should keep an eye on. And if you want to know about business ideas that generate good money to help your economic situation during recession, I recommend you watch this video next. Do not hesitate to share this video with people you know who want to know what is happening in the economic world. Like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.